The death of former Illinois Governor Jim Edgar. He died this morning at the age of 79 from complications from pancreatic cancer. One of the most successful and popular politicians in recent Illinois history. Erica Sargent looks back at the man remembered as a statesman who brought civility and stability to Springfield.
I, Jim Edgar, do solemnly swear that I will
Republican
support the
Governor Jim Edgar was sworn in as Illinois' 38th governor on January 14, 1991, replacing Jim Thompson, who held the office for 14 years.
We are challenged as never before by change.
Those challenges came quickly. When Edgar took over, the U.S. was in a recession, and the state of Illinois had nearly $1 billion spending deficit. Edgar was a born-again Christian, raised by a single mother in central Illinois after his father died in a car accident. He graduated from Eastern Illinois University, where he met his wife, Brenda. Together, they had 2 children. Prior to taking Illinois' top office, Edgar served 2 terms in the Illinois House of Representatives and 2 terms as Secretary of State, toughening Illinois' drunk driving penalties and pushing for mandatory car insurance for all drivers. In his first term as governor, Edgar faced a 3-month stalemate with lawmakers over his proposed budget, which called for hundreds of millions in cuts to welfare and other state programs.
We want pay! We want pay!
State workers went days without pay before both sides reached an agreement, cutting $800 million in spending and keeping what was supposed to be a temporary 20% income tax surcharge.
It is the mechanism that is going to make it possible to come up for and have a balanced budget and still provide the necessary services we need to provide to people of Illinois.
In '93, Edgar led the state through the Great Flood along the Mississippi River, joining volunteers sandbagging. To this day, it's the most expensive natural disaster in Illinois history. There was speculation he'd quit after 1 term, after undergoing quadruple bypass surgery at 51. But he ran again and easily won.
The people of Illinois, as well as our neighbors across the nation, sent a loud message last November. They want leaner, more effective government.
Without increasing taxes, he focused on education and abused and neglected children, once calling Chicago school reform his proudest achievement.
I have confidence in the Chicago schools.
During his time in office, there were periodic clashes with Mayor Daley over airports, gambling, and sports arenas. But the biggest scandal that brushed his administration came as he testified in the bribery trial of state contractors. Edgar himself was never accused of wrongdoing. A short time later, Edgar made the surprising decision to retire from politics, rather than seek re-election or run for the U.S. Senate.
I had only planned to be a 2-term governor. I've always thought that's adequate amount of time to be governor.
In recent years, he has been a strong critic of President Trump.
This isn't the Republican Party I was involved in 30 years ago, particularly nationally. This is a far different group of folks and attitudes. There's really no room for different points of view, and that's a reality.
And he campaigned for Kamala Harris as part of a nationwide push, Republicans for Harris. In early 2025, Edgar announced he was battling pancreatic cancer that had spread, but he didn't let it slow him down.
Libraries are only good if people are in them. That's what a library is about, people.
A few months later, a special ceremony was held to honor his legacy with the dedication of the Jim Edgar Reading Room at the Illinois State Library in Springfield.
There is perhaps no more fitting tribute to him, of course, than the Illinois State Library Reading Room, a place that holds within it shelves and pages upon pages that extol the virtue that Jim Edgar has exemplified and fought for throughout his life: civic engagement, public good, intellectual freedom.